Some brands stick to tradition, others chase trends. But Hamilton, they master both. In 2025, they're not just releasing watches, they're dropping icons. From rugged field pieces to futuristic digitals and aviation tools for real travelers, Hamilton's lineup is unmissable. Today, we're breaking down the top 5 Hamilton watches for men in 2025, the perfect mix of heritage design and everyday wearability. Let's get into it. The Khaki Aviation Converter GMT is Hamilton's ultimate tool for the modern traveler and aviation enthusiast. Inspired by the brand's long-standing connection with the skies, this 2025 update combines classic pilot watch DNA with contemporary refinements that make it more wearable and practical than ever. At its core, the watch features a 44mm stainless steel case with a slimmer profile than earlier editions, making it surprisingly comfortable despite its size. The standout feature is the slide rule bezel, a nod to traditional pilot's instruments, which allows for calculations like fuel use, speed, distance, or even currency conversions. Paired with a highly legible dial available in black, blue, or silver, and strong superluminogolume, the Converter GMT balances technical utility with polished design. Inside beats Hamilton's 814 automatic caliber, boasting an impressive 80-hour power reserve and the essential GMT complication for tracking a second time zone. This makes it ideal for pilots or frequent flyers who need to monitor both home and local time. With 100 meters water resistance and options for a steel bracelet or leather strap, it's equally suited to cockpit duty, international travel, or everyday wear. In terms of value, the Converter GMT delivers a lot of what you'd find in higher-priced aviation watches, such as the Breitling Novitimer, but at a far more accessible price point. It's rugged, stylish, and deeply connected to Hamilton's heritage, yet forward-looking with its modern upgrades. For men in 2025 who want one watch that can handle work, travel, and adventure, the Khaki Aviation Converter GMT is a versatile and compelling choice. The Hamilton PSR Digital Quartz is not just a watch. It's a piece of design and cultural history that still looks futuristic over 50 years after its debut. Originally introduced as the Pulsar in 1970, it was the world's first digital watch, and it changed the way people thought about timekeeping forever. The 2025 PSR is a tribute to that groundbreaking moment, updated with modern technology to suit today's lifestyles, while preserving the bold, space-age aesthetic that made the original so iconic. The case remains faithful to the 1970 design language, with its rounded rectangular silhouette and smooth edges. At 40.8mm, it wears boldly without being oversized. Hamilton now offers it in stainless steel, black PVD, or ceramic-coated finishes, each paired with an integrated bracelet that completes the retro-futuristic look. Unlike most modern watches, the PSR is deliberately minimalist. No hands, no markers, just the glowing red digits of its digital display. What makes the PSR so compelling is its character. This isn't a watch designed for traditional watch enthusiasts. It's a statement piece. The PSR stands out on the wrist because it's so different from analog timepieces. It has strong ties to pop culture, famously appearing in films and worn by celebrities in the 1970 and beyond. Compared to other digital watches, the PSR sits in a class of its own. Casio and Seiko offer plenty of digital models, but none combine this level of heritage, design, and Swiss craftsmanship. For men who want a watch that refuses to blend into the crowd, the Hamilton PSR is perfect. It's bold, it's fun, and it's historically significant. In 2025, the PSR Digital Quartz proves that a watch doesn't need hands or gears to be cool, collectible, and conversation-worthy. The Khaki Aviation Pilot Pioneer Mechanical is one of Hamilton's most authentic vintage reissues, inspired by watches supplied to the British Royal Air Force during the 1970. Where many brands create modern reinterpretations of pilots' watches, the Pilot Pioneer goes all in on faithful recreation, making it feel like a genuine military-issued piece brought into 2025 with subtle upgrades. The watch is housed in a 36mm or 38mm stainless steel case, dimensions that may seem small compared to today's oversized trends, but are true to its historical roots. The case features brushed finishing, an oversized fluted crown for easy grip, and a charming box-shaped sapphire crystal that enhances its vintage character while offering modern scratch resistance. The design captures the essence of classic pilot's watches: rugged, simple, and built for function. Inside, the Pilot Pioneer runs on Hamilton's 850 manual wind movement, delivering a robust 80-hour power reserve. Like the Khaki Field Mechanical, it requires daily winding, which reinforces the vintage experience of wearing a true pilot's tool. This tactile connection is something enthusiasts love. It turns checking the time into a ritual rather than a glance. The watch also offers 100 meters water resistance, making it more versatile than its strictly military predecessors. When compared to other pilots' watches in its price range, the Pilot Pioneer stands out for its authenticity. While brands like Seiko and Citizen make great aviation-inspired pieces, they often lean into modern, more oversized designs. The Pilot Pioneer instead gives you a faithful link to the past, which is rare at its accessible price point. For collectors, this is a must-have piece of Hamilton's aviation history. For newcomers, it's a refreshing alternative to larger modern watches. The Hamilton Khaki Navy Scuba Auto in blue is a 43mm stainless steel dive watch with a sapphire crystal and ceramic bezel insert. It is indeed an archetypal dive watch. The case and the bracelet have rather Rolex Submariner-esque styling, as so many divers do. It is the dial where things get a little different. A combination of applied indices and painted 24-hour numerals to give a slight diver and field hybrid vibe, especially in this blue color, which I tend to associate more with field watches than divers. Rest assured, with a 300 meters water resistance rating, this is a pure dive watch. The dial has a grainy texture to it that adds visual interest. The Hamilton A10 caliber powers the Scuba. This is Hamilton's version of the Swatch Group's 80-hour power reserve calibers, based on the original ETA 2824. The 43mm case is fully brushed. It measures 12.58 mm thick and 52 mm from tip to tip, with a lug spacing of 22 mm. Upon handling the watch, its weight of 213 grams immediately jumps out. The end links seem like they are of the female style, but looks can be deceiving. They have only a tiny range of articulation, extending the overall length to 57 mm before the first fully articulating link. In short, then the Hamilton Navy Scuba Auto 43mm is a sizable watch. This is a serious chunk of steel that requires a substantial wrist. The Intra-Matic Chronograph H is Hamilton's ode to vintage racing chronographs of the 1960, blending motorsport spirit with traditional mechanical watchmaking. The 2025 version keeps the iconic retro looks while refining the details for modern collectors. Its panda dial, with black subdials on a white background, is framed by a tachymeter scale and paired with vintage-style pump pushers and a domed sapphire crystal. It's instantly recognizable as a classic racing chronograph design. The case is slightly slimmer this year, making it more comfortable while preserving its retro appeal. Powering it is Hamilton's 851 manual wind chronograph movement, offering a 60-hour power reserve. The hand-won nature of the movement creates a ritualistic connection with the watch, appealing to enthusiasts who enjoy the tactile side of horology. Despite its vintage inspiration, modern lume and anti-reflective coating make it practical for daily wear. Whether paired with a leather strap for vintage flair or a mesh bracelet for modern style, the Intra-Matic Chronograph H is versatile and charismatic. Compared to far pricier vintage chronographs, this watch delivers heritage, quality, and style at a fraction of the cost. For men in 2025 who want a chronograph that feels both nostalgic and contemporary, the Intra-Matic Chronograph H is one of Hamilton's finest offerings.